Welcome back, everyone. Today we've got a story out of Dallas that has Cowboys fans buzzing and analysts raising their eyebrows with excitement. The name that's been making waves is Jaydon Blue, the young running back who stepped onto the field against the Atlanta Falcons and looked every bit like the future of this Cowboys offense. When you watch a preseason or early season game, it's easy to dismiss some performances as flashes in the pan. But what Blue showed against Atlanta was not just speed, not just athleticism, but a composure and understanding of the game that made him stand out as someone who could potentially carve out a long-term role in Dallas. Fans have been clamoring for depth behind the backfield since Ezekiel Elliott's departure and Tony Pollard's inconsistent stretches last year, and suddenly, this rookie has given them hope that the Cowboys may have struck gold in a place no one expected. Against the Falcons, Blue didn't just run the ball well, he looked poised, confident, and adaptable. Every carry felt like he had a plan. He hit the gaps with patience, waiting for his offensive line to create just enough daylight before exploding through with his quick first step. Analysts watching the game noted that he displayed a vision beyond his years, and that's not something you can teach easily. Either you have the ability to see the field, anticipate defenders, and adjust your run mid-stride, or you don't. And Jaydon Blue clearly has it. One particular run in the second quarter had the commentators buzzing, where he cut back against the grain, slipped a defender, and picked up an extra 12 yards after contact. That run wasn't just about athleticism, it was about football IQ, and the Cowboys coaching staff definitely took notice. This Cowboys team is looking for fresh energy and playmakers on offense. After last season's disappointing playoff exit, the front office and coaching staff knew they had to bring in new blood and develop depth. While Dak Prescott has been under constant scrutiny, and CeeDee Lamb continues to shine as the centerpiece of the passing attack, it's the running game that many believe will determine whether Dallas can take that next step toward a legitimate Super Bowl push. Without a consistent running game, defenses can key in on Prescott and make the offense one-dimensional. That's why Jaydon Blue's emergence in this preseason and early matchups is so important. He's showing that he could provide that reliable spark, someone who can pick up tough yards, extend drives, and keep defenses honest. Cowboys fans know the pain of inconsistency at running back. After years of relying heavily on Ezekiel Elliott, the team saw the wear and tear slow him down, leading to questions about whether Dallas had a true lead back. Tony Pollard stepped in and flashed explosiveness, but there were questions about whether he could handle being the full-time workhorse. Blue, on the other hand, is offering something different. He's showing versatility, the ability to catch passes out of the backfield, the willingness to block and pass protection, and most importantly, he's showing durability and toughness in every snap he takes. Against the Falcons, his willingness to lower his shoulder and fight for extra yards sent a message: this kid is not here just to fill a roster spot, he's here to compete. The Cowboys-Falcons matchup itself was telling, because Atlanta came in with an aggressive defensive front, testing Dallas's offensive line and putting pressure on the ground game. For a rookie to step in under those circumstances and not just survive, but thrive, says a lot about his mentality. When you look at the way Blue carried himself after runs, talking with his offensive linemen, showing energy on the sideline, and keeping his composure after tough plays, you start to see leadership qualities forming. He may be young, but he doesn't look rattled by the spotlight. That's exactly what a franchise like Dallas, under the intense microscope of media and fan expectations, desperately needs. But it's not just about one game. Cowboys coaches have been speaking highly of him during training camp, noting his work ethic and how quickly he's been absorbing the playbook. Veteran players have even mentioned how much he's asking questions, staying late after practice, and wanting to improve every detail of his game. That kind of drive is contagious, and it's something that builds trust within a locker room. For a rookie to already earn the respect of veterans in a team as scrutinized as Dallas, that's no small feat. The Falcons game was simply the first glimpse for fans of what insiders had already been seeing for weeks behind closed doors. Of course, every young player faces challenges, and Blue will be tested more as the season progresses. Defenses will adjust, they'll study his tendencies, and they'll force him to adapt. That's the true measure of whether a rookie can become a star. Can they continue to evolve once opponents have film on them? The encouraging part about Blue is that his style of play already suggests adaptability. He doesn't just rely on speed or brute strength, he's patient, calculated, and has multiple tools in his bag. He can bounce outside if the lane is there, but he's not afraid to run between the tackles. He can catch short passes and turn them into gains, and he can stay disciplined in pass protection, giving Dak Prescott that extra second to make a throw. Those are the qualities of a complete running back, not just a situational one. Cowboys Nation has been waiting for that breakout story, that underdog who can shift the energy of the team. Jaydon Blue might just be that story. His journey, his performance against Atlanta, and the excitement building around him feel like the beginning of something much bigger. Remember, the Cowboys are in a division where every yard matters. The NFC East is physical, competitive, and always unforgiving. If Blue can continue to deliver these kinds of performances, he could be the X factor that tilts the balance in Dallas's favor. The Falcons game also showcased how the Cowboys coaching staff is willing to give Blue opportunities, not just in garbage time, but in meaningful snaps. That's a major vote of confidence. When a rookie is trusted in key situations, it tells you the staff sees something special. Mike McCarthy and the offensive coaches clearly want to test what he's capable of, and he's passing those tests with flying colors. Every carry, every catch, and every block is building trust, and trust is the foundation of more playing time. For fans, the excitement is not just about what Blue is now, but what he could become. Imagine a backfield where Tony Pollard's explosiveness is complemented by Blue's consistency and versatility. Suddenly, the Cowboys don't just have a one-dimensional rushing attack, they have options, they have depth, and they have unpredictability. Defenses would no longer be able to key in on one style of runner, forcing them to stay on their toes every snap. That's how great offenses are built, not just stars, but depth and balance across positions. The reaction from Cowboys fans after the game against Atlanta has been electric. Social media exploded with highlights of Blue's runs, with fans calling him the future, a steal, and a surprise weapon of this roster. Some even went as far as to compare his vision and patience to some of the franchise's past greats. Now, of course, it's way too early to draw those kinds of comparisons, but the fact that fans are already putting his name in those conversations shows how much excitement and hope he has generated in just a short period. The NFL is a league of opportunity. Sometimes, players who go overlooked in the draft or who enter as underdogs become the very cornerstones of a team's success. Jaydon Blue's story with the Cowboys feels like it's just beginning, but it's beginning with all the right signs. The Falcons' game wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. It was a young player telling the league, I belong here, and I'm ready to compete. If he continues on this trajectory, the Cowboys could be looking at a major boost to their offense, one that could make all the difference in the tough matchups ahead. And so, as we look ahead to the rest of the season, keep an eye on Jaydon Blue. Every snap, every drive, every chance he gets could be part of a breakout story that Cowboys fans will remember for years to come. He's not just another name on the depth chart anymore, he's quickly becoming one of the most talked about players in Dallas. The Cowboys vs. Falcons game may be remembered not for the score, but for the moment fans first saw just how promising Jaydon Blue really is. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're excited about Jaydon Blue's future with the Cowboys and believe this team is starting to look extremely promising, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for all the latest updates, and stay tuned because we'll be covering every step of this journey. This is only the beginning, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.